Genesis 41 verse 50, let's read together. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bare unto him. Now here, the person asks, Asenath, okay? Asenath. Now, did Asenath, the wife of Joseph in Genesis, convert means convert and became a follower of Jehovah, before marrying him? Or was it more like Pharaoh decreed it, so the two were married and she remained pagan until her death? You understand the question, huh? So it's mentioned that Asenath, which is the wife of Joseph. So now, the daughter of Potiphera, the priest of On. So you say, well, she looks like she's an unbeliever. So did Asenath convert to become a follower of Jehovah before marrying Joseph? Or simply because the Pharaoh said, you two get married. And then, okay, they had to get married and she remained an unbeliever till her death. Now, what do you think? What do you think? Wait. Okay, Julius, do you think Asenath was a believer or unbeliever until the day she died? You don't want to answer. You say, I may get caught. All right, I try another one. Maybe Isaac. What do you think, Isaac? So Isaac is very desperately reading the context. Okay, difficult to tell. Difficult to tell. Okay, that's the reality. It's difficult to tell. Now, there are various interpretations of this name, all right? Various interpretations of this name, Asenath. Now, one group of people, they interpret the name means she who is consecrated to Nath, all right? She is consecrated to Nath, the goddess of wisdom, all right? So, if you from the city of the sun god and so on. So, well, then some assume that, well, she's not the believer. But some say the name was taken after conversion, meaning to say, now it can also, in a sense, mean the daughter of Jehovah. Very extreme. So they say, well, historically, it can also be daughter of Jehovah. Now, so no one can really fully know, did she convert to be a believer of Jehovah, then change her name, or this is the name, it means daughter of the Nath, and then she remained an unbeliever. No one really can know. Okay, so if you're a believer, you go to heaven, then you have to go look for Joseph. Okay, look for Joseph and ask. But at this point of time, no one really knows. But now, some take this view, which I tend to agree with. Now, turn to Genesis 46, verse 20. Genesis 46, verse 20. So Isaac have to read 5 chapters ahead before he can find the context. All right, Genesis 46, verse 20. Now, this is the advantage of reading the Bible all the time, all right? Now, let's read 46:20, reading. And unto Joseph, in the land of Egypt, were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, the priest of On, bare unto him. Now, so what do you think if you read this? So when you read chapter 41, I wonder. Then you reach 46. What would you maybe come to some conclusion? What will you conclude? What will you conclude? Maybe ask Abigail. Do you think she was a believer? No. Why? Chapter 41 mentioned there's a daughter of a priest, is it? But 46 also mentioned that she's a daughter of a priest. Same words, priest of On. What would you conclude? All right, maybe I ask some of the teens. Hazel, what do you Jennifer, all right, the teens. Jennifer, what do you think? What can you maybe come to some guess? Louder, sorry. She became a believer. Why? Why do you think it may be the case? Okay, you need to talk louder. Because the name seems to be biblical in the name. Maybe the father said, we call this. Well, it's quite close, all right? Quite close. Now, you say 46 verse 20, and unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim. Now, by and large, we know that Manasseh and Ephraim, they were allocated land, right? They were allocated land in the promised land. So Joseph became two parts. So with that, well, some believe that the fact that God was not displeased and God did assign land to Joseph, which is actually to the two sons, then most likely God was not displeased, then most likely she may have been a believer. All right? And some believe that Joseph, being a godly man, would have shared the gospel with her and would have turned her to God as well. But can anyone argue this is for sure? No one knows. All right? That's my point. But I think if we really want to make some guess, I think this may be supported by that fact, that she may have become a believer. That is why Joseph's line still received the blessing. Could be. You can argue against that as well. So, not confirmed. Now, but what is the lesson to learn? What is the lesson to learn? One thing is for sure. What is the lesson to learn? Let me see. Hazel. Say again? Don't marry unbelievers. Then no one have to guess. No one have to guess. Don't marry unbelievers. Under what situation he ended up marrying her, no one really knows. Was it decreed, or was it she got converted and Joseph decided to marry her? No one really knows. But one thing we know, in the Bible is clear. In the Bible is clear, right? We should not marry unbelievers. In the New Testament, it's explicitly clear. In the Old Testament, it was also told to them, don't marry unbelievers because they will draw your children away from me. Okay? So, there's one key lesson. If your child asks you, then say, well, any which way, why are you so busybody about other people's life? You make sure you don't marry an unbeliever. That's all I want teaching you, okay? Now, so young ones, please remember that. Please remember that. What do we have here? Top 5 reasons why church dropouts. What church dropouts say, why they stop attending church. Now, please remember 66% of, well, I take the American view, they're the most readily available results. They stop attending church at least a year after turning 18. So from